What do you do for a living, Mr. Hampton?
Obviously, he's a priest.
Can't help but notice the cross around your neck.
I manage a night asylum for the poor and homeless of the docks, and I try to guide the lost and hesitant on the right path to our Lord.
Are you a priest, Mr. Hampton? A deacon?
Not at all, Doctor. I'm just a man of faith willing to preach the good word.
Why didn't you use your cross against William Bishop? To repel him somehow?
That's a very strange question, Doctor. A cross is no magical token, if that's what you were trying to say. Not mine, anyway.
Have you made friends since you arrived?
Not really, but I recognize Miss Harriet Jane. I knew her when she lived by the docks. That poor woman had such a miserable life.
You never came to see her in Pembroke. Receiving visits from sick can be an important part of the healing process. We're not just bodies.
You're preaching to be converted now, Doctor. To be truly honest, I thought she was dead. She left the docks many months ago.
How do you feel, Mr. Hampton? Medically speaking,
I feel exhausted. Beyond exhaustion, actually. William drank so much of my blood in his madness. I feel empty.
Good hand. Dr. Swansea is well versed in blood transfusion, and I'm sure he'll take the best care of you.
Thank you, sir. I believe all I need is rest. Then I can go back to the people who need me.
Goodbye, Mr. Hampton.
Damn. Oh, pain. Here again.
Good evening, nurse.
Good evening, Doctor. I don't think we've been introduced yet. My name is Pippa Hawkins.
And I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. Dr. Swansea has recently offered me a position in
Very well. Your help will be appreciated, Doctor.
How would you describe the situation at the Pembroke Hospital?
It's serious. The flu is wreaking havoc amongst the staff and patients. We are running out of everything.
You must get a hold of yourself, nurse.
Sorry, I'm exhausted. No one has any idea when this epidemic will be over.
Nurse Hawkins, the Spanish flu won't last forever. Even the Black Plague didn't kill everyone.
I wish I could believe you. But what if this epidemic was worse? What if in the end, nobody was spared?
How long have you been with us?
Well, long enough to see that the epidemic is winning. And no matter how qualified you are, don't tell me you'll change that.
You'd be surprised what dedication means. In medicine, sometimes we're just a test result away from a miracle.
Sorry, Doctor. I don't want to sound bitter. I'm just too tired to give a pep talk like Nurse Brannigan.
How is the Pembroke staff coping with the epidemic?
Well, not well. Milton, the ambulance driver, is even more grumpy than usual, especially concerning doctors.
Why is Milton grumpy on a daily basis? Is it just an act?
Milton's not the kind of man who's bothered about a bad reputation, whether he deserves it or not.
Why does Milton dislike doctors?
I don't know. Just ask him. Be warned. Milton is not the chatty type.
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton.
Yes, Milton Hook is my man. If you want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins. But are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke. But we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
Okay, that all requires hints.
Goodbye, Nurse Good evening.
Reed? Yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
Does my arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansey's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
You need my assistance.
Not at all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansey has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me, since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital, instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Yes, tell me more. Dr. Dab needs to know every detail.
I have always respected.
Where can I find the storage cabinet containing every drug?
Over time, his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
Sad thing is, that is not one of those things that, like, historically has really been. Me, Brannigan.
Thank you, Nurse Crane.
Are you Crane? Are you Tippins? No, you're someone else.
I believe we're going to be working together.
Dr. Reed. Dr. Swansey informed us of your arrival, but I could not dare to believe we'd have such good fortune. Such an honor, sir.
Hospital full of ass kissers.
You are.
I am Thoreau Strickland, Dr. Thoreau Strickland. I'm a great admirer of your work, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
You don't have to worry about me, Dr. Reed. I am here to assist you, not to be a burden.
Please, could you tell me something about yourself?
I'm a great admirer of your work concerning blood transfusion, Dr. Reed. I run my own experiments. I'm convinced it's the future.
What made you choose to be a doctor?
I'm not ashamed to admit you and your work have inspired me. I am honored to have the opportunity to work by your side.
Good God, smoochy, smoochy, smoochy.
It's always a pleasure to share scientific and medical knowledge with someone eager to learn. If I can.
This epidemic may be the century's most terrible disaster, but I'm convinced that we, as doctors, are the only ones able to defeat it.
I based my technique on my mentor's research. He helped me perfect my method.
I'd rather not talk about just theories at first approach. My process is purely experimental and unsuccessful.
As long as you're cautious and methodical, you may remain empty-handed, but you won't fail.
You're not the first one to warn me, but I am convinced knowledge is the main weapon against the ravages of this epidemic.
What
Feels like you're gonna do something sketchy.
With Dr. Swansey, but we can't think of a better opportunity to learn about blood transfusion.
and
I should have one more.
I'm convinced that this epidemic is a test of endurance and dedication for us men of science.
Questions remain about our capacity to resolve this situation.
True, true. Last summer, during the first wave of the epidemic, I used to joke with Milton about the extra work. We're not smiling.
Do you need help with anything in particular?
Yes, maybe. I'm waiting for a batch of products I ordered for my personal research. Yet my supplies is just
Do you want me to play the errand boy for you?
Oh no, Dr. Wood. If you went personally to his shop, what with your reputation and all, he wouldn't dare to refuse the products I need.
I see. Well, give me the address, for I may pass by if I have time. What do you think of Dr. Ackroyd's aversion to modern medical methods?
It's a shame he's so narrow-minded. Dr. Swansea taught me that science is about exploring uncharted territory. I'm convinced that's true.
With the influenza and all that's going on, you should put your differences aside, don't you think? Why is it so difficult to work together?
I believe that if Dr. Ackroyd had been the one to discover the transfusion process, he would be the first to recommend its use.
So you believe it's just a question of jealousy and pride?
Dr. Ackroyd is as proud as he is blinded by his obsolete concept of medical science.
Tell me more about your willingness to experiment with new medical techniques.
Harvey Fiddick is a patient suffering from a severe injury that could cripple him if not treated correctly. I'm convinced your blood transfusion technique could help him.
What is it you really want? To save him, or to prove your point?
Fair question. I want nothing but to save my patient, Dr. Reed. Especially since I know Mr. Fiddick's story.
This personal involvement would also appear to be a lack of impartiality. You must know that a good surgeon must be.
I agree. But that does not excuse Dr. Ackroyd's behavior. A man who did not even take time to converse with his patient.
You think keeping his distance was a mistake?
All I know is that I'm taking care of human beings, with desires, hopes, and fears. Not some biological machine comprised of blood, bones, and flesh.
Fair, fair.
Our first diagnosis was compromised because Mr. Fiddick lied to us about the real origin of his injury. He first claimed it was AIDS.
But why would he hide such crucial information?
He's a proud father, ashamed of putting his children at risk because of his own negligence.
Okay, quick run to the bathroom real quick. We'll be right back.
They have DoorDash thumbtacks.
DoorDash thumbtacks?
Yes. What? You know what? I have one. I want to know why all of our groups are coming up. Yeah. Nope. Is that everything we got? I feel like
I did say to her face, but
yeah, this is what I ordered. I'm
okay.
gonna turn my phone up because work is on.
Doctor's back in.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
I will not let you down, my boy.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. May I help you?
I don't know if a third opinion is needed. Your colleagues are already arguing about my position.
I see. Would you mind telling me more about your situation?
I'm Harvey Finn.
Kyle, what are you doing? I need help.
Is there anything else that's bothering you?
I'm all right, considering the state of this place.
Tell me about
I'm just a regular guy waiting to get...
I was more curious about what you were doing.
I'm a carpenter.
I want you to be singing so I can start decorating.
It's clear that I'm joking about time to be injured.
I won't lie to you.
Are you sure you don't need to operate yourself, Doctor?
In other circumstances, you
Right,
may be right.
that's why I'm pissed.
Tell me
Usually
about
I'm on top of
Bit
this.
of an Ackroyd.
Because I work, and then I have to come home and continue yelling at two almost teenager and a
Tell
teenager.
me about your
Who always ask me for things. Mom, do this, Mom, do that. And I make sure that I take care of you, so take care of me.
How could
Let's
you
go.
have
Working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
Will you take that over to your dad and
Tell me more about the death of...
1915. I was in the army.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bomb fell.
Long is on the prowl, John. John, did you hear me? John.
Yeah.
I'm talking to your dad, John.
What?
Long is on the prowl. And he was going after one of the neons. The ones from your tank.
He kills one of my fish, I kill him.
And then your one fancy tail thing is trying to stick Squealy in one.
I mean, they're close in species.
I know, but that would be like, what if they were fat like mine, but had the shiny, beautiful tail like yours? And like, I'm pretty sure we could sell those for a couple $100. They're rare.
Well, they'd be a new species.
And I would keep them. I'd keep them, breed them, and then sell them.
If you could keep them alive.
You'd have to. Yeah,
Here,
really good about
take
it.
this.
John, come get it. Come put batteries in it. So your dad can close it shut. The batteries are on my floor.
I'm sorry.
Yo,
So much.
she didn't say.
Run!
Truth is,
How are your children after losing their
they were small. The only good thing about
Goodbye for now.
blundering in.
Madam.
My son needs you, sir.
I'm Dr. David.
I'm Beatrice Gosling, mother of Morton.
Do you require medical?
You don't have any of those big bullies.
That one.
What can you tell me about it?
Not much to say. Take care of my Morton.
Are you really much? Most of the patients here are of a more humble grade, I may say.
Yes, thanks to my husband.
May I ask if you have an occupation?
I'm a teacher by profession. I teach young women.
What do you think of your reception here?
I have had the uttermost reservations about this hospital.
Is there something in particular that's...
Some of the staff are not especially welcoming. I suspect they're not accustomed to dealing with patients of such social standing.
Tell me more about your arrival at Pembroke Hospital. What gave you such a bad first impression?
The ambulance driver was quite rude from the start. And that nurse, Miss Hawkins, seems to have quite a dubious attitude.
What do you mean?
She managed to secure a bed for my son despite the epidemic. It was a relief.
She charged you.
Yes, and I paid without question, considering the urgency of the situation.
I share your concern, Mrs. Goswick. Be sure you talk to the people involved.
I don't expect compensation, Dr. Reed. But I'm aware such behavior would not be tolerated in...
Oh shit! There he is!
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick. Good evening. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I help at all?
No,
Really? Why are you here?
I don't want to talk. My throat hurts too much.
I suppose that this pain is the reason you're here. Is someone taking care of you?
Yes.
Could you at least tell me your name, sir?
Mortimer. Mortimer Goswick.
Do you need any...
I'm afraid of me, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
I will see you later. How painful is your throat, Mr. Goswick?
So can you doctor?
Don't worry, you're gonna keep talking.
John, can you
realize
close that up now? And then, John, I need the whole pile. I need something.
You need my help for your sum of my job?
Maybe it's not just your throat that hurts, Mr. Goswick.
I'm all the way in my mouth.
More.
What?
Mom, so Johnny needs your
Okay. What'd you guys do?
So I made the joke where Mom was like, need my help with the stool, and she went, and then she put her thumb under my chin, and I went, ah!
How did your mother...
No, she's drinking like John, elevator, ah!
She seems convinced this is bad.
Like, Johnny need her, ah! She needed your. She thought it was gonna be funny. She thought I needed my help. You started killing me. You were.
But rest assured,
What?
in good hands.
You have to convince me to read.
What? Where? Where?
Not a bother.
What?
As your doctor, I can ask her.
What is that?
But you have no idea.
Then she
Uh-oh.
tries to do
We
it
got one of
again.
those mothers.
My bed if you
Yeah, that was folly.
Jesus.
Oh, help me.
You guys, hush.
How painful is your throat?
Where's the other part? Kyle.
Good evening.
Seriously.
Where's the black market on it?
Where's the part that looks like this?
Tell me,
Floating around the house.
Oh, I know what you mean.
I have to go.
Oh, this thing?
me.
Good evening.
It's me after she did that. Yeah,
I was folly.
yeah, you're falling.
Goodbye, Miss.
Fully falling. All I see, all I smell is my
Okay,
life.
okay, what is going on right here?
Um,
There's Crane.
that's why she never. I never trust her with tools.
Kyle, I told you to go into that bucket and all the stuff that we hung out in the hallway. Go get it.
Wait, are you even allowed in here?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'll just start to call you. Go. Yeah, Amber, you got
No,
sit
you
down there.
can't do that.
Can I use
Kyle and John.
Well, why are you going against me now?
Why can you so nervous?
Because you're distracting him by talking.
I have no fucking idea which is which.
John, so we normally hang up the, where we do the,
What the fuck is all that shit, huh? It's in that.
we do the tombstones.
Fucking God.
Where's the remote at?
Thelma Howcroft
She
said
just called you
watched
bruh.
by vampire hunters. Where are they hiding? I should have.
Told me. Yeah, small.
That's not
Okay, so stack all of those up like that. And John, Kyle, or John, where's the remote? I got you a little more jasket. It's out.
Fair situation. It's locked, all right.
I mean,
That might help.
is it you that made the sound?
Again, things aren't getting done.
I cannot enter. Good evening. I'm
Always a pleasure to meet a colleague, sir.
a colleague. Are you a doctor too?
Not anymore. Are you?
What do you mean? You used to be a doctor.
No, sir. It is just that I like to be precise.
Do you need medical attention?
I'm feeling all right, doctor.
Are you afraid? Uneasy around right?
Why should I? These bodies are
An interesting point of view.
Sir, as a medic during the war,
How did you get
after I left the army, I worked as an
Okay, down by the docks, Undertaker.
Have we met before?
I don't know. Why?
When we first talked, you said you were glad to meet me since I was reported dead.
Funny stories. Your sister came here a few months ago. You were missing.